Temps a little hot today at Lincoln Financial Field, but keep in mind it is technically still summer as we get you ready for some football in Philly. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one, as it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on their in-state rivals to the east, the Philadelphia Eagles. It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their highly decorated quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
Almost certainly a future Hall of Famer, and he's still seeking the storybook ending to his career. But he had patience, looked around, took his time before choosing his team, and boy, are they glad that he did, because he still has a lot of juice left despite being 41 years old. Finishing the top 10 in passing yards last season with nearly 4,000 yards and touchdowns as well with 28.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Warren will try the right side. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now it's Rodgers. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. And back deep, Avery Williams. It's taken to the 26. There'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And they get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now a 2nd and 2. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Rodgers now to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. A handoff for Warren. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14. There and an Eagle 1st down. We know they have these RPOs in their playbook, and look, we're seeing it here in the 1st quarter. You think we're going to see it as the game continues?
They trotted them out early for a reason, partner. They're letting them know that this is in the arsenal, and we rely on it. You better be prepared because this is going to be an all-day affair trying to stop them.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. That's Cameron Hayward who got in there to take him down. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Now 2nd quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They're going to look to throw. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th.
So much of his game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. Throwing is Hurts. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. In motion right is Smith. Now a fake on a jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Hurts. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Looking to put a drive together. Boston, the man in motion left. Off of play action, he'll look to throw. And he finds Austin complete. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it's 2nd down. It's Warren. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Completes it to Austin. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well. But
a moot point there as they were able to connect.
This one incomplete and over everybody. Looked like a clear throwaway. But the officials, they're going to say there's a receiver over there in the area, so no flags, and it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Now Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 19. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And Woods has it complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Jalen Warren
from 8 yards out.
And the Steelers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a 1-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw. Quick slant, Dotson.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. They'll set up the screen to Barkley, and he goes out right around the 39.
Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch. And we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this third quarter. And he returns this to the 22. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, you know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, putting some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at their 35-yard line. Throwing is Rodgers. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Stop shy of the 45. Showed off a nice little move on the play, though. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Got his man, it's Warren. And he will have a Steelers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on third and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Nolan Smith brings him down on the pass rush.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Now they'll work with 4 receivers here on 3rd down and long. To throw is Rodgers. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. DK Metcalf, 56 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Boswell for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. That time a 6-play drive. All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Complete, it's Dodson. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle with Barkley. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
Gets this out quickly to Dodson. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Going right back to Dodson. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Three quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He'll drop to throw.
This one goes out wide for Barkley.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The Eagles on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Barkley.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
2nd and a couple.
They'll drop to throw. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a 1st down.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. A gain of 7 that time, 2nd and goal.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal?
Throwing is Hurts.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Eagles have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So a big play for the Eagles now as they'll go for 2. They're going to run it with Barkley. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. Well, I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Steelers ready to take over on offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. That's a nice move.
At halftime, he had to feel like the defense had to be in a good position. They had to feel good about themselves. They'd had this guy boxed in all game long, but after that run, that might be the breakthrough that he's looking for. Now they may have some difficulty dealing with him the rest of today.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Now Rodgers. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go.
Rodgers to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game. And they'll indeed take a knee. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And, of course, this win a big one. They can hang their hat on this victory on the road against the defending Super Bowl champs.
And you know how difficult it is for the team that wears the crown, because they're going to get everyone's best shot. So let's face it, they circled this game. We're going to go in there and take down the defending Super Bowl champs. This is our opportunity. They're not going to walk out of here with a trophy today, but they will walk out with respect around the league, and to them, that's vitally important.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Philly.